Wildman West here, and welcome back for day 20 of Shocktoberfest 2023. I know yesterday we had quite a doozy, but today we've got something somewhat better. It's a sequel, but at the same time, it's a hell of a lot better than the shit show we had yesterday. Today we're going to be talking about the 1988 follow sequel, Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Okay. So when I say it's a little bit better, I'm just basically going to fast forward this review as quick as possible because the more I talk about it, the more you're going to go, wait a minute, I'm having deja vu. So the movie starts off with this young boy that is trying to fit in with some other kids. They end up being really bad bullies that are just taking his money, taking his comics. They lock him into a mausoleum, and while this is going on, the military's driving around with, guess what? The barrels of trioxin from the first movie. You know, the stuff that they were trying to get rid of? Yeah, no, they weren't getting rid of it. And one of the drivers decides he's going to have a little 420 moment, and when he has that issue, he bumps a curb and knocks a bunch of trioxin out of the military van.
Uh-oh, we all know where this is going, folks.
Well, as some of this falls into the water, the bullies find a barrel of the trioxin, and as usual, boys will be boys and kids will be stupid. They open the barrel, getting exposed to the trioxin, and spreading it across town. Now, while that's going on, we also have two grave robbers that are going to the mausoleum to find some freshly buried or almost even, for a while, really dead corpses to take their bodies and see if they can make some money off of them. They also get exposed to the trioxin, and also the little boy finally gets out after the whole trioxin mist has been subdued. He meets up with his sister and her boyfriend, and they're trying to figure out what's going on in town because a lot of the people are turning into zombies. Whether they came out of the grave or being bitten and exposed, turning them into the flesh-eating monsters we all know and love. And while that's going on, the two grave robbers are starting to feel the infection growing in them. They're losing their minds, and they're trying to help the people, and then they eventually turn into zombies, and then the people eventually get away, and then, yeah, it's a little bit different than the first movie, but the ending is what I'm talking about. Because in the first movie, the bomb drops, and everybody dies. Alright, so I'm going to talk about what I like and what I don't like about this film. I'm going to start off with what I don't like. However, this one thing I'm going to talk about that I don't like, it does have a little twist to it, just a little twist. It is pretty much the first movie. Frame for frame for frame for frame. The only difference is the characters are flip-flopped around. You don't have the gang group of like the punkers, and all of a sudden you've got the people working in the funeral home stuff or the taxidermy stuff. You don't have the kids in the first one. It's different to a degree. But the movie is frame for frame for frame. That's the one thing that I was kind of like, okay. But what makes this one better is that they poke fun at the first movie. By moments that happen, it's almost like breaking the fourth wall. Like, wait, why does this feel so familiar? Or why do I feel like this has happened before? And that is actually pretty funny. The cast does what they can for this film, and what I do appreciate about it is the grave robbers are played by Dana Ashbrook and Tom Matthews, who were in the original film that first opened the barrel of trioxin at the mausoleum, or the funeral home. And I thought that was funny because they were the ones that kind of do the deja vu thing, kind of like, why do I feel like this has been done before? Why do I feel like, I've seen this before? And it's just, it makes me giggle for about 5 seconds. After a while, I'm just, meh. Also, another little bit of trivia is Suzanne Snyder plays the girlfriend of Tom Matthews, and she was also the lead love interest in Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So that's kind of nice, seeing another horror person in another horror movie. Alright, now it's time to grade this film. Okay, because this movie is pretty much a remake of a film. Yeah, it's a remake. It's just, they just flip things around. I want to go... However, I would be a hypocrite if I said that, because as I think about it more, Evil Dead kind of did the same thing with Evil Dead 2, where they kind of made up and made fun of the first film, because it pretty much is the same movie. It's just more characters are involved and more happens, and you find out more about what happens with the Necronomicon in that movie. But that's a different movie. We've done it before. We're talking about this one. So, in the interest of fairness, I will give this movie a solid C, because they did do some things a little bit different, and they did make fun of themselves. So you know what? I will give them credit where credit is due. Well, we hope you enjoyed this review. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, and if you didn't agree, you can leave that thumbs down. I totally understand. If there are certain things that you know about the movie that I may not have talked about, put a little comment in the section below. I'd like to see if there's anything that I might have missed, because sometimes I like to do retrospects of movies and just kind of things where somebody pointed it out, and I want to go, oh yeah, shout out to this person. They told me about this, and I wanted to look back and go, wow, didn't know that. So for all of you doing that, hey, big props. Appreciate it a lot. Also, make sure you share on social media, push that little red button, ring that tiny little bell, and we will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for day 21 of Shocktoberfest 2023. I'm Wildman Wes, and we will see you next time. Take care, and as always, stay scared, kitties.